Good evening, November Foxtrot.
It's Hump Day.
Woo!
Is it really?
Ooh, yeah, Hump Day is what they refer to. The young'uns refer to as Wednesday because it's
Is that
the
like
hump
day
of the
of
week.
sex? Oh,
Hump day in it, bruv.
Yeah.
What?
I thought it was like a sexually orientated.
It's all the goat and stuff. I don't understand slang
Yeah.
nowadays.
God damn those young gangsters.
I just about understood bay, which was before all else, and then it changed to they're the goat. I don't know what that means.
The goat,
I don't even know
I'm a
what the
cow.
goat is.
greatest of all time.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Look at you.
Yes,
You can tell who's got the
I'm down.
the
I've got the
quirkiest.
411.
Eyes hip.
In
it.
I got sore hip.
Hi, Harry. Hi, Pegasus. Hi, Pony Tony. Carl. Daz. Kenny. Defiant Event. Hello. Landhav Challenge. Stuart. Richard. Daniel. Dan. Danny. Terry. Les. Hello.
All the D's.
Love you. Hello, everyone. Is
Yeah.
Facebook? Oh,
We're back.
Facebook is on because Croydon Hammond's on Facebook.
Yep.
Breaking the mold
That's
as
those
ever. And Les. Sorry.
Although
I missed the big-
interestingly, Facebook has changed its terms and conditions, which
And Brewer.
I now have to read up on to check that we can still stream on Facebook after a certain date.
Why? What happens
Oh,
after a
be
certain
fun.
date?
Why? What happens?
We won't be able to stream on it if we don't comply with their new regulations.
What's their new regulations?
Well, we're not complying with
It's
this.
like
Tell me
you've got to
now.
have a certain.
Tell me.
You've got to have like a certain amount of followers and stuff like that. So,
We've got that.
I don't know. I need to read up.
Is this a shameless fucking
What happens
ploy
if-
to get people to follow us?
Yeah, and then they'll charge us.
If you don't follow us,
I
Facebook's going to
wish.
shut us down.
Yeah.
Boo, fucking who?
What Katie did, Mrs. Gander here. Hi, Lance.
Yo, yo, yo. My son's former teacher at his primary school, her husband is seriously considering getting into Airsoft. So
Well, there's no seriously considering that needs to happen.
Even
Come
though
along.
you don't, yeah, absolutely. So I told him to tune in and throw some questions our way tonight, and we can try and
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah,
answer them with
definitely.
a sense of decorum and professionalism.
To the best
Which
of
is
our
highly
ability.
unlikely,
Yes.
but there we go. Welcome
Come along
Mm.
to our event at the end at the start of August.
There you go.
Not
Bosh.
plugging it at all.
No plugs here.
We are doing a Q&A tonight after a bit of news
that's
and
hot.
a bit of a debrief.
Oh, it's really hot coffee just made. Oh. And that's why a Stanley Cup is the best cup, because it keeps your beverage very hot.
Keeps it warm.
It's genuinely really fucking burnt my mouth. It did.
I actually went to bed at 12 at Raid, made myself a hot chocolate,
Did you bump your head?
and then when I woke up at 6, it was still just the right temperature to drink. So I was like, it was almost like past Mike had made future Mike a little hot drink.
I do
It was
that.
very lovely.
You have marshmallows.
It's like, thanks, past Mike.
Thanks, Pastor.
Marshmallows, little marshmallows.
Friends.
No, I didn't do that because that'd be a nightmare in a Stanley. All you do is block everything and then you'd never get anything out.
Beverage friends. Yeah, I do. I always make a brew for the morning. I have a brew and then make another one, and then when you get up, it's there. Still scalding hot. So like 5 a.m. I'm just going, in the middle of the woods. Fuck, that's so hot, so hot.
It's not always the coffee though, is it?
No, absolutely not.
Let's roll into some news.
Have we got any?
I don't know. We'll find out, won't
Find
we?
out, won't we?
I take my gun and I go pew 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 pew.
News. I forgot that you've got that background, and it gets me every time I see it.
Why?
Such an ass. Right, I'm never doing it ever again. That background is gone.
It's
No, I
gone.
love
Oh,
it.
well,
I
you've
love it so
ruined
much. I love it. Don't
I
get rid of it.
was even looking extra miserable just to do Thames Valley Television. Is it Thames Valley Television? I always forget.
Oh, I think it's something like that.
I think it's
LWT,
Yeah.
old crappy 80s background news reel. There we go.
Yeah.
Any news?
So, first bit of news this week. Oh, I thought Andy was going to chip in with some news.
No,
I have got
just
some
ignore
news.
him. Have you?
Go on then.
Well, not news, but more of a thank you to Drew, who has secured 2 very nice books. The Light Division that we spoke about on our last 24-hour charity event, I think they're signed for. I'm pretty sure they're signed. They're signed.
Signed,
for.
not signed for.
Yeah.
Signed for. And stolen from someone's doorstep.
Yeah. Who's just being a porch pirate?
A porch pirate. I love it.
But no, just wanted to say thank you. They will be going up on our next 24-hour charity event. It's a very good book. I've got a copy in my extensive library of 5 books. So...
Do you guys want to make it longer this year?
No.
Always, mate. Always.
Because 25 hours nearly killed me.
We did actually kill
we've got
us,
to do
didn't
26, don't we?
we? By 20, I can't remember the last sort of like 9 hours of the event.
It was all a bit of a blur.
Well, how long was you
Rage.
thinking?
26.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we could
Just up
do
it,
that.
up it like incrementally.
All right, wake me up
Okay.
2 minutes before it starts then.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I didn't get much sleep before that, and I was
No.
that was bad. I think you should do 48. I don't know who that woman is. I think we should just ignore her.
And
Probably
we do it at
spam.
Lance, we'll do it at your house, yeah?
It's probably spam. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. At least 24 hours of it. And then we'll have a week break whilst travelling to another location.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure things.
In other news, we are currently running a competition, thankfully given to us by Tactical Doodles. So if you would like to draw a little picture of something podcast, November Foxtrot podcast related, and then please send it to...
No.
And he's frozen because his internet is crap.
Yeah, so if you wanted to send it, send a lovely drawing of us. Please send it to Tactical Doodles on Instagram, which is at Tactical Cool. So TACTICOOL
Underscore
Doodles. Which is spelled Doodles. Mike is probably raging right now at his computer.
I'm trying to draw a fox quickly just to show you how easy it is to enter.
There we go.
There he's back. It's all right, I covered it.
Thanks, mate. At Tactical_Doodles. That'd be
that
brilliant. I don't know what's going on today. Everything seems to be breaking.
Fox
There you go,
shooting an
see?
airsoft pistol. There you go. See,
Yeah,
that's
there
how
you
easy
go.
it is to enter, and it could be you.
Yeah.
No, not punching a phrase from the lottery, but it could be you. There we go.
Non-licensed words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sue me, Camelot. What the fuck are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Don't say that. They've got all the money. Those are the people that run the lottery.
Perhaps we should apply to King Camelot for podcast funds.
Yeah.
There we go.
That could work.
It could work.
How do we buy that tank? Well,
Andy fell down.
Why is it essential to your show? Wow. It's a tank, isn't it? Of course it's essential.
yeah, we need a studio. It's a portable studio.
Because we're going on the road, damn it.
If we put a fox on it, it's a company car.
Yeah, it's advertisement.
It's going to cost us so much money to drive that around if we ever got a tank.
Absolutely, yeah, just saying.
We bought the tank, can't afford to ride it anywhere. I think that's the end of the news. Unless anyone's got anything else they want to just bring up.
No, I don't think there was a lot happening this week.
No, it's all quiet on the Western Front, I think. No
Cool.
more divvies
Okay.
standing outside
No.
McDonald's with plate carriers.
No, not that I've seen.
No, we've had no
So that's hopefully
knobbers
they've,
post this week.
No
so
knobbers
that's
this week. This is a
Knobber of
knob-free
the
week.
nice. No knobbers this week.
No knobbers this week. This is a knob-free zone. Well, apart from us free. Right.
Yeah.
Right, let's go into some actual content then.
Pew, 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 pew.
And
End
we've
of
got some
news.
of that as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. He talked over your outro.
Oh, did you like it? I changed it earlier. I thought.
Pew, 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 pew.
End of news.
And it's very Alan Partridge.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It is. It's very Alan.
Right, so we're going to kick off the show tonight by talking about Defiant's raid. So, unfortunately, these two were unable to make it, but I was there in the capacity of helping out Defiant as a DS. And in summary, it was a car crash of an event, right? And I will look at the shock. These two don't know what I'm talking about yet because I've not told them at all. Let me explain what
I saw
happened on
the
the
picture.
Friday night.
I
I
saw
saw
a
the picture.
picture.
So on the Friday night, we arrived. It took us a good 6 hours to make a 3.5 to 4 hour journey. Right. So we got there, got our stuff kind of set up in the buildings and stuff, and then we thought, do you know what? Should we order some food? Let's order a kebab. So we ordered a kebab from a place called Mario's, and I am going to name them in the public service announcement of don't order a kebab from Mario's. And I don't care if they sue me for defaming them. It's terrible. You don't sell kebabs anymore. Right. We ordered the kebab. We then go and stand at the gate. Very similar situation to Shift Your Riffs. The gates get shut. So we went and stood at the gate waiting for the delivery driver. We see a car turning right, slowing down to indicate, starting to move in, and then bang, absolute carnage as this other car comes flying over the top of this first one, flips in midair, and then just slides along the road into the bush by the lamppost. And there is a photo, which I won't show because it is someone's car and stuff that got damaged. However, the guy was a knobhead and he was okay. So that's right.
So he was speeding, was he? And being
he was definitely speeding. He was trying to overtake.
Knobber of the week, then.
He could have been Knobber of the week. He was trying to overtake the car, the takeaway delivery driver car that was turning right. Okay, so he was definitely going faster than the 40 miles an hour that it was there, in my opinion. I'm obviously not a speed detector, but he was definitely going faster. Flipped the car, crashed, slid along ground, stuck behind the lamppost. So at this point, the 4 or 5 of us that are there, we leapt into action. David's ringing the police. Chris, Berry, and I, we're starting to pry the car open. Ash jumps in. He's making sure everything's going all right as well, and keeping everyone square and helping pry the car open. He managed to grab the guy. We got the guy out of the car. He's then starting to have an argument with the delivery driver in the middle of the road because the delivery driver's very upset that his car has been damaged. He loves his car. He's put a lot of time and effort and money into it. Mm-hmm. So you've got the delivery driver saying, what the fuck were you doing? I was doing 20 miles an hour. And then the guy who's been in the accident's like, yeah, you were doing 20 miles an hour, so I overtook you. You shouldn't have been doing 20. And then the delivery driver's like, well, I'm trying to turn right. Like I'm slowing down to turn. And then the guy that's like, yeah, but you were doing 20. And the delivery driver's like, I know I'm doing 20. Why did you overtake me?
I'm not going to make a turn at 36 miles an hour.
So at this point, the two guys are proper like face to face. Ash is in the middle, like trying to pull them apart. And at one point, Ash was saying he's going to potentially have to floor one of them because like the two of them are just proper going up against it. David is hanging on the phone to the police and the ambulance, trying to get them there as quick as possible. And then the delivery driver just pulls out this bag and thrusts it towards me, going, there's your takeaway. I was like, okay, thank you.
Fair play, to be fair.
So we got the food. And then while we were waiting for the police to arrive, the guys are taking the photos of their car. We're sort of just standing on the side of the road eating our food, which was awful, right? This was definitely not worth the level of carnage that this has happened. So we're eating our food. The police rock up.
Just quickly, did you complain to the driver about your kebab?
Oh no, hang on, right. Hang on. It gets better. So the police rock up, and then they're starting to take statements and photos, and they breathalyze the guy that crashed, etc. And they're taking all of our details, and a phone call kind of goes off while I'm like trying to give them my details. So I said, oh, really sorry, I'm just going to take this. Answer the phone, and it was Mario's. So Mario's rang to check that I received my food okay. And I said, I won't lie, I think you've got your priorities a little bit wrong here because your delivery driver, I don't know if you know, has been in an accident. And they're like, yeah, no, we're aware of that. I just want to check if your food got delivered okay. I was like, you definitely have your priorities muddled here, my friend. This is not how you should do business. So yeah, basically Mario's amazing customer service. The kebab was shite, so I gave them 3 stars out of 5.
Wow. So I'm glad that overall though the event went well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was all. Like literally everyone's like starting to like chill out for the evening on a Friday night, and I'm like on the DS chat going, there's been a major car accident at the front gate. I need help. I need support.
and then they come running to help you, and you're just stood there eating a kebab, watching a crash unfold.
This kebab.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. I went and got the guy out of the car, and then after that point, I was just more like standing there in high vis as like traffic control. So I thought, well, there you go, job done. So anyway, that that was funny. And no, the event wasn't a car crash. There just actually was a physical car crash. It's just the pun. Daniel Brewer says, was Andy driving?
Cheeky fucker. No, because I do better crashes than that.
Do proper injury crashes. That's not a proper crash.
Yeah. So that was the Friday night,
excitement.
basically, which was which was chaos and excitement and adrenaline all rolled into one. And I think the biggest disappointment was that the kebab was crap. It definitely wasn't worth the potential death of 2 people.
What type of kebab was it?
It was a lamb shish kebab. But it was cooked like they'd taken a lamb steak, like a thin fry lamb steak, cooked the crap out of it, and then cut it up into little bits. It was like almost like
very
a
hit and miss
kebab.
Kebab house you've never frequented before. I'd go chicken
I know.
doner
And they
or lamb
sold
doner.
pizza. They were a pizza place that sold kebabs, so I should have identified that immediately. But yeah.
Well, next time you're down my way, you should go to Britain's Best Kebab Shop 2024, which is East Grinstead Charcoal Grill. Just saying. Which is fabulous.
See, what I would have said was, when he goes, did your food arrive okay? I'd be like, no, there's a shitload of glass in it. Can I have another one?
Yeah.
Can you send out another delivery driver?
No, I wasn't going to do that to the delivery driver. I've already seen the delivery driver get upset. I'm not going to start upsetting him further.
I'll let on
Oh, yeah, by the way,
and it's cold.
Yeah, I need you to take it back and bring me a fresh one.
There was delivery driver in my food.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's what it was.
Yeah. And to clarify, I know that I'm making light of the situation. The guy that must have injured himself the most was definitely the knobhead in that situation. Pegasus was there. Obviously said, I'm sure that the car that flipped wasn't wearing a seatbelt. When they did the breathalyzer, we were kind of ushered away a little bit as well after that. So I don't know whether it was a positive test or not. I'm not going to cast a comment on that, but fundamentally, they were both walking around, and they were, relatively. There might have been some bumps and bruises, and definitely some hurt egos, but they were fine from the perspective that they were getting up and going. So yeah, that's why we're making light of it. But anyway. The Defiant Event Raid 2024.
Finally, sorry for those who are looking at getting into Airsoft and tuned in tonight to receive some helpful tips and tricks on entering the sport.
They seem more concerned about the kebab, to be honest.
David Green's Charcoal Grill. Charcoal Grill is the GOAT. Look at that. Yes. The lingo being used. Fantastic.
See, and you say people don't learn anything from listening to us.
Oh, look. I didn't even get Terry's drink either. So
Mario, you forgot my drink.
Terry, you weren't even there. What are you talking about? Right, so Raid's Defiant. Defiant's Raid. Sorry, Defiant are generally, I would say, well known for their milsims. Raid is a kind of a new take on a weekend event. So I don't want to call it a milsim because it definitely isn't a milsim. It's more of a extended battle sim. So it's milsim length in terms of time, but the gameplay is more like a skirmish, if that makes sense. So you've got regular objectives sort of happening around the game zone. You're not really necessarily tied into, you have to go out and play now. If you want to get your head down, get a bit of scoff or anything like that, then you're more than welcome to. I likened it on my Instagram to like an Airsoft buffet. So you can go out and get as much as you want to eat and then have a little break and then you can go back again. So, it's just that kind of as much Airsoft as you want in that 24-hour period. It starts off with a real bang. So bulk pyro supplies were there and we had this massive explosion, which was cool. I know that they've just had a video done.
Yeah.
So I know there was this
bulk
big
pyro
explosion
supplies
there.
stepping the game up.
Yeah, and our new car IEDs are.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, they look really real. And the actors are fabulous. And you get a free kebab with every explosion.
Well, I wouldn't call it a kebab. It's a sore point still.
Poor Mikey.
So the teams are split into two. There's Spearhead and Tomahawk. So you have different camo rules for both teams. So Spearhead tends to be your kind of tan, multicam, DCU, kind of that kind of camouflage. And then Spearhead's your more kind of green. So you've got Woodland DPM, OD, anything greenish kind of goes down that spectrum.
Dark and
There's some
green
stuff
and
that kind of
mysterious.
starts to blur in the middle, like ATACs and stuff like that. So you do have to be a little bit careful. But for the most part, it's quite easy to fit to one side or the other. And most people would have kit that, readily fits into one side or the other. And then pretty much the event as a whole is scheduled around a kind of timetable of taskings and missions. So there'll be a release schedule that comes out which says, there's a tasking at 9 o'clock. You need to go and secure an objective in this building, and it will tell you sort of where in that building. And then you're basically fighting it out. So you've either got to secure the building kind of tactically and sneakily, don't let the enemy know you're there, because they have different objectives. Or, if you're want to go out and have a bit more of a blap, go and find out where the enemy's starting to amass, and they've probably got an objective in that building. So go and hammer that building to stop them from winning their objectives. There's a variety of stuff going on. So you've got the timed missions. There's some other missions as well. So there was it's almost like an orienteering task, which actually, funnily enough, turned out to be the crux of the game. So each of the players was given like a card, and there were 10 locations around the map where you hit the first location onto the card and it put a little mark on there. And then that would then give you where the next building location was. So you have to go and find it. So you can rack up points doing that. You're on mute, Lance.
Was that a team effort thing, or was that an individual challenge?
So it was all individuals, but obviously if you go around as a team and you kind of keep yourself as a little unit, you've got a little bit more security and you're going to make more points that way as well. So you have to do your own card, but it was quite a nice way of kind of getting people to move around the map. And then you also had like HVI cards, which if you killed someone that had a HVI card, you had to take that back as well. And I'm pleased to say that I managed to capture Richard McRae's HVI card, which I was quite chuffed about. Didn't manage to shoot him, but I did take his card off him, so that was cool.
Waiting for someone else to shoot him and then just snuck out and grabbed it.
No. Like literally, I just
because that's a bit deviant, like, isn't it?
No. All of a sudden, I heard his dulcet tones outside a building that we were defending. I was like, "That's Rich. I bet he's a HVI." Like, yeah. So we went out there and I was like, "You get your card out," and he got it up, and I was like, ran over there and grabbed it and ran back again. I was very proud of myself.
Good man.
Sorry, Richard, but I would have shot you. Mike's a lot.
Yeah, Mike's very vanilla.
Mike's nice. I would have run outside, shot you, then taken it.
Yeah.
No, he was already hit. That was the thing. Someone was already hit him. Yeah.
I'll shot him again.
That's cheating. Oh, Richard, you shouldn't have given it to him.
No,
that's cheating.
No.
If he's already dead, he's out of game.
No, because it's in the game. It's in the game.
Peter.
But then the
just jumping on the shoulders of other people. To further yourself.
I actually saw Mike run.
Did you fall? Did you manage to stay on 2 feet this weekend, or did you fall over?
Yes, I did. Didn't fall over. Ran my plates the whole time as well in the plate carrier, so it's on an extra 5 kilos of weight.
Good lad.
Did get the game runs overnight, so it started at 11 o'clock and ran to 11 o'clock the next day. I myself didn't go out too much overnight. I was up till I think about 11ish. Sort of out and about, and then sort of got my head down because I was on an early start. So where I was working with the DS team, I had a 6 o'clock objective that I needed to go and stand at because the DS teams were basically the ones recording the points and undertaking various roles on that. So my night vision is terrible at the best of times. I don't have any NVGs or thermals. So yeah, I got my head down a little bit. We had a long drive back as well on the Sunday, so I did that. But yeah, like the games ran overnight, as far as I'm aware. Everyone had a good time. There was a little bit of stuff with people complaining about hit taking, but I mean, you get that at any event, really. Like when there's different rules and people are playing different events for the first time and things like that, I think you do get an element of confusion. It's skirmish days and everything like that. If everyone's gone to the same skirmish day for the last 6 years, then you're going to know the place inside and out. You know the rules. You know how that company operates. If you go and suddenly start doing an AI 500 and then go and do a Defiant event and then do an Octo event and things like that, they all have different rule sets. And you're going to, there are times where it does get a bit confusing. How many times have we gone up to Octo and forgotten like the hit location rule? And like, you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
we've been
When you
hit,
just got
don't
hit
need
and
to
that's
be.
it.
And like, you go, yeah. So I think there were some things that were a little bit unclear. I think with foliage and stuff like that, there'll always be an element of people going, "Oh yeah, you know, I hit you." It's like, well, it's airsoft. The whole premise of airsoft is honesty. So I wouldn't per se see there has been an issue with hit taking this weekend. So yeah, I thought it was a good weekend. I mean, for me, on the whole, it's not a milsim. I do like milsims, but I would say that raid is a good middle ground. So if you've never done a milsim before, I would now say that Defiance Raid and the Octo events are probably good ones to go to, because Octo is kind of your proper, more immersive, slow-paced milsim, which stops overnight. So you know, you're not having to kind of try and survive. Raid, you do need to do that level of survival, but it's for more of the people that like getting out, getting your blap on. You know, you want heavy contact time, go and do that, because it's kind of established in a milsim-esque way, in that it's effectively like a battle sim, so it's structured. You don't have quite the same team comms structure and stuff, but you are in a unit that you're working together to achieve objectives for part of your wider team. So yeah, I would say that those two now are my go-tos for if people say how do I get into milsim, or I don't want to just start in a milsim. What's the kind of like shallow end learning? I think that's what you need to be for.
I mean, raid to me sounds like it's somewhere that a seasoned milsimmer can go and sort of get a bit of a blap on with the pals, or
definitely.
someone who's not into, someone who's just putting a toe into milsim can go along and experience something that's not as full on, as intense as an actual sort of like 36-hour jobby sort of thing. Yeah, so it's got the best of both worlds there for everyone, isn't it? Which is good.
And it's a nice crowd, you know. There's not really loads of cliques or anything like that, and it's like everyone kind of just gets on with each other, and it's just matey, and you know, everyone has a bit of a laugh. So yeah, I would recommend it.
Nice.
With the objectives spread out over time as well as location. So
yes,
you had like certain objectives that went live at a certain time.
Yeah.
Did they last for like 10-15 minutes, or did they give you a bit longer for that?
So the objectives were, so to give an example, you had to go and collect a box from a member of the DS at a location at 6 o'clock. So if you weren't there at bang on 6 o'clock for the space of a minute, you didn't collect that box.
Oh wow!
Right. So you had the opportunity. You knew the time frame when you had to get there. So potentially you could have gone, right, there's a mission at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm going to sit in this building and just wait for that. If you really wanted to, you could do that, and then you could make that your sole focus for that weekend. Is you're going to defend that building for 23 hours or whatever like that. If you really wanted to, I wouldn't recommend it. That would be quite boring. But you could do that. So yeah, I mean, like the missions, it wasn't like there's a 15-minute mission that we're going to go on and then we're going to come back type thing. Like the missions, you had objectives to be in certain places at certain times and hold certain elements for an exact time frame. So your tasking kind of came down to being quite short.
Right. Okay.
And that you had effectively a minute to win it. But if you were holding it for the last 3 hours or something like that, then you can make that mission for as long as you want, basically. Yeah, there we go. Defiant said primary objectives were every 90 minutes. Secondary objectives will run for the full length of the event. And Raid 2025 is going to be off the fucking chain.
So says they.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. And there's a lot of rivalry as well between Spearhead and Tomahawk.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I think Rage gave a good explanation of how the event panned out. It was I think Tomahawk won. Well, Tomahawk equals winners, and Spearhead equals loser. Yes. Yeah. Very well.
By like 30 or 40 points, I think it was, which it was quite close.
So how many points were like?
Well, it'll be more when they find out you cheated getting Richard's HVI card.
Yeah,
wouldn't they?
that's cheating.
Like...
I think your team should be deducted 30 points.
We lost anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Minus 30 points to Gryffindor.
That was good. It was really, really good. We got that, Defiant have a lot of luck with getting HQ Airsoft. Like, it's a good site. It's a fucking long drive to get up there because it is near Hull. So obviously, if you're near Hull, right by you. But it's a absolutely cracking site, and I really wish that it was closer to Kent, where I'm based. But unfortunately, it's not. So, but you've got lots of proper old buildings. There's like, it's probably the best, most unsafe site I've ever been to. In that you walk, there's certain rooms that you walk in, and in the brief, you're obviously there. You've got to you're advised that you kind of, you're responsible for your own safety and stuff. But you walk into a room, and you're like, oh, this floor's a little bit spongy.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't walk in there.
Like the buildings prior to the refit at Longmoor.
Yeah.
But it's like, cool, it's a trampoline floor. Woo!
Yeah. there was definitely some rooms last time we were up there, and we walked in, and you walked over to the corner of the room and like, oh, I can see downstairs. I'll just back off out of this room for now.
Yeah, I shouldn't be in here.
So,
no, good stuff. Well, it sounded, on the whole, then, all good.
Yes, definitely.
Nice.
With the highs and lows.
Yeah. So if you could sum up Raid in a sentence, what would that be?
Well, my summary of it was a car crash, but I feel that's a bit misleading because that's obviously not referring to the event per se. That's just
the event, not
experience.
your disaster movie.
I was only 2 points for HVI anyhow, so yeah, I don't think they'll deduct you 2 points for that. That's fine. I think you'll be quite safe.
I would say, I mean, ultimately, Raid is a catch-all event for me. Like, there's, as James was saying, there's a bit of something for everybody. It's not a milsim, but if you're into milsim, you'll probably get a lot from it, a lot of fun with it and stuff like that. So, and then if you're not into milsim, you'll probably get a lot from it as well. So, yeah.
And how many foxes will you give it on the NoFo scale?
How many foxes are on the NoFo scale? Because this is the first I've heard of the NoFo scale.
I think it was 5, wasn't it?
Maximum
no, we had
5.
it on the.
Oh, the reviews.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I'd probably say it's up there as a 5.
Nice.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. I could deduct it a point for being so far away, but I feel that's unfair. So.
Half a point.
Well, location's something to consider, isn't it? Always room for improvement. Nothing's ever perfect.
James is sitting there going, bunch of twats.
Tossers.
My modern HQ is an utterly fantastic site, well worth a long after. I mean, it is.
Yeah,
I just wish it was closer. So.
I so wish it was closer.
So yeah, that was Raid.
Tony Pony had a question. He's asked, where has it gone? There it is. What pews did you use for the weekend?
I used my PDW. I don't know what brand it is. I always want to say a KAC, but it's not a KAC. But I used my PDW. I found my I now have 3 mid caps. And you'll be pleased to know I only ran mid caps, and I pretty much used 1.5 mid caps for that event.
Nice.
Hallelujah. Just to interject quickly, pews is a term we airsofters use for describing a realistic firearm or your weapon of choice for an event.
Gun.
Or a gun, or pistol, or rifle, or whatever it might be.
One of them.
It's like a vanilla way of saying weapon.
I like this. I sort of feel like Lance used to sit in the corner and do like the.
I do
explanation
regularly.
Oh, okay.
I think you should learn sign
Hello,
language.
everyone again. You'll find me in the corner.
Yeah. Pegasus says, is 250 rounds really a mid cap? It's not 250 rounds, I don't think.
I only run high cappers with my MWS. All 32 rounds of
what
them.
it is. I think it's 170 in the.
Oh, you missed it, Mike.
What did I miss?
What did you miss? I missed it too.
The MWS comment.
Oh, did I?
You tit.
Oh. Right, I'll pick it up next time. It will happen again. I run PTS EPM ones, the little stubby ones, and they are 170 rounds. I'll have you know.
It's very high
There you
cap.
go.
There's still high cap.
It's like 5 of mine. That's like 5 of my MWS mags.
Yeah.
Ah, wrong button. Beep, 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 beep. MWS, beep, 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 beep.
I even fucking winked at him, Andy.
Yeah, I know.
No, I
I
was
was
reading the
just sat there
chat.
waiting. I was like this.
I was reading the chat.
Oh.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We're working on it.
It's all,
We're
it's all
well
new sounds. It's all
oiled.
new sounds. Exactly.
Yeah,
Gee
exactly.
whizzer.
Sit down, eat more
Right, we're talking.
Sit down, eat
general
your kebabs.
shit. Yeah.
I was honestly.
I think
was
I
so
had one
upset.
over the weekend. Actually, it was. I did. I had one Saturday because I went and saw a rock band with my dad and a good friend of mine, Dan, and another good friend of mine, Stuart, called Randy and the Rockets, and they were fabulous.
That's amazing.
And then afterwards, we
Nice.
got chicken doner from Charcoal Grill. Sublime. Just saying. So I ate a delicious kebab on behalf of us.
Did you have the bread as well? With
Thanks,
your
mate.
kebab?
No, just a tray of an XL
Just a
tray of meat.
meat.
Yes, it was fabulous.
See, I always like getting the shish because I like just
The
like
shit.
He loves a challenge,
Yeah,
especially in an
I
event.
love
nothing
getting the
nothing
shit.
better than running around an event with the shits.
I know. I'm not even going to argue that because it was that bad of a kebab. To be fair, it didn't give you the shits, but it might as well have done. So
Oh.
genuinely, I should learn. You don't.
I think you can
don't-
judge a kebab
takeaways
house
do one thing, don't they?
by its donors. Doner kebabs.
You don't get steak from a Chinese shop. You don't get like an omelette from the Indian. You know, you get what they specialize in. So don't order a kebab from a place that primarily sells pizzas, right?
Life lessons, children.
Kebab house gauge. Get a doner there first. If the doner's
Yeah.
good, you're laughing.
Well, the dollars weren't nice. Apparently, the only thing that was good out of the order that we had was the burger that Ash had. So, which he constantly reminded me of. So that was nice of you.
And rightly so.
Thank
What I
you.
don't understand
Shame on
is
you
why
for
you just order a
trying to
pizza?
out. And no, what it was is that Ash ordered the burger first, and then Mike's gone, I'm going to out order you now, and I'm going to order a large lamb shish to belittle your burger, and it's backfired on him, and that's what's happened. Which inadvertently, butterfly effect, caused the car crash.
Yeah.
So if Mike had
See, if
ordered a
you hadn't
burger,
ordered-
none of
if
this
you
would have
hadn't
happened.
ordered a kebab, none of that would have been your would have happened.
Yeah, that was
And
what I
and
was
if you-
being reminded of.
And if you'd gone to collect it, it definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't have happened.
Well, because the thing is, Chris, bless him, wanted to order Chinese, and I was the one that was instigating the kebab. So, as everyone at the event constantly reminded me, I was the one that caused the accident. So, thanks for that.
Well, yeah.
But don't admit to it.
I admit nothing. Imagine if he gets called in for it.
Yeah.
We've led to believe that you're the cause of the accident. How has this come about? I ordered a kebab.
Yeah, this
I
is
got
when we
hungry.
find out Mike's secretly an assassin and makes his kills.
yeah.
Well, I'd be a terrible assassin because no one died, Andy.
Yeah, the person.
Yeah,
wants
but
his
everyone
money
loves a trier.
back. Yeah.
And the Assassin Endeavour Award goes to me.
Yeah. The up and coming
Right, wait.
star is.
That's it, yeah.
Before
Rising
we
Star
constantly
Award.
keep, yes, before we just keep chatting shit for the evening, we are doing a Q&A tonight. So if you have any questions that you would like to throw in the chat, please do so. Just put a little Q at the beginning of the question, and it just helps us identify them.
Yes.
I actually
Moving
have
on
a very
to-
good one.
Oh, go on then.
Over the weekend, I was marshalling at the battery because I couldn't make the event. And someone there, there was a bit of to and fro-in with players, and someone who listens to the show, I can't remember their name and I can't recognize them because they're wearing a full face mask. But if you're listening, hi. Asked, what do we think is the one thing that is ruining airsoft at the moment?
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So
Is
I know
there
it's a bit of a
anything?
downer,
What's the one thing that I think's ruining airsoft at the moment?
or ruining the reputation of airsoft.
Nobbers,
matey,
nobbers
matey
outside
standing
petrol
outside
stations.
fucking McDonald's. Yeah,
Yeah, or outside McDonald's wearing all your army gear.
yeah.
I mean, that just screams cock, and not in a nice way.
See, the one
Do you
thing
know
that
what I mean?
the one thing that is genuinely putting me off playing a lot at the moment is the amount of people that tell you that you've been hit when you haven't. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like the hit calling side of the hobby has got a lot worse.
Has it?
And
I think it's
I
always
think
been
it
there.
has.
It's just
It's always
been
been there.
I
but
think it's
definitely
more.
think
It's more. It's
more
more
prevalent.
apparent at certain sites. Granted, I think. But then I can't comment on skirmishes because I haven't been to a skirmish for fucking years. I only do weekend events at certain places with certain people. So, and 9 times out of 10, they're usually spot on. You know, save for a couple. I wouldn't say it's hit. I don't know I don't know if I can really answer that question. I wouldn't know what was sort of really
So I
ruining
think
airsoft
there's-
for me.
yeah.
The
See, I
state of
think
my
there's
loft at the
less
minute.
cheaters. The state of my loft. I
That's
think there's
pissing me
less
off.
cheaters than what people think there are.
Mm.
I think people over exaggerate what an airsoft weapon can do. So we
Oh,
always say
massively
things
so.
like, we always say
Massively
things
so.
the joke like 90
Oh,
airsoft.
airsoft meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that has come a lot into it recently. And I think certain influencer videos of hit taking is
Where's the censor button?
is making people come into the hobby and thinking that everyone can get hit first time, and they're
Yeah, but an awful lot of
be
videos are
shouting
edited
out.
like that, and I mean, to be fair, a
Yeah.
lot of videos they edit out the 4 shots it's taken to hit someone. And it's just, you know what I mean? That's just theatre dance.
I think there's a lot of appetite on social media to watch cheater videos, because I think people always watch it to go, "Oh fuck, was it me?" You know, I think there is an element of that.
Yeah.
And people like the kind of. I mean, you can tell people like it because people watch them. You know, you just go on YouTube and search airsoft cheater video, and there's loads on there. And they've all got millions of views because people like watching them. It's good content.
Mm.
But the number of people that you see at airsoft events that just light up the first thing that moves in the forest or in the tree line or anything like that, they're massively out of range. All you're doing is just now alerting them to the fact you're there, and now you're having this kind of lobbying.
It's quite
of
funny
shots
when you get shot
to try
at
and
though,
get them.
from like miles away, and it's like you can just watch the BB come in, and you're like,
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, there you go.
and then just
Yeah.
come
I
on.
mean, there was a
kind
prime.
of need to aim up a bit.
Yeah, and
I'll
they,
give
and
them
they
a
end up
try.
doing that, don't they? They ended up like going like,
Yeah. It's no longer
mean-
an airsoft gun. It's now a mortar.
yeah.
But you watch. I mean, I saw this at the weekend. So, you know, we're trying to operate stealthily as a little squad in a room, and then there's another team of our friendly players in the next door room of the building. So we've let the kind of enemy patrol come past, and then as soon as it hit the visibility of the group next door, they knew we're trying to be quiet, and they're still like blapping away, missing them all. Like, guys, now they know where we are. Like, most
But
of
do you
them.
And
think, like, yeah.
at that point, that's when you break off and just say, "Do you know what? You lot have at it. I'll go."
Oh, I just went blue on blue. This is it.
Yes, like, I've had a gutful.
Do you think the airsoft?
I
cheat
didn't, to
videos,
clarify.
Do you think that the hobby would be better without them?
Without what?
I don't know. People watch it, don't they? And it gets them into
See,
airsoft.
I've stopped watching them for the fact that I know for a fact that I'm not a cheater. So
What
if someone
you
hits
mean?
me
Sorry,
9 times-
did you say? Would you think it'd be better if there was no airsoft cheater videos?
yeah,
No, I like watching them because I find it amazing how someone can be hit that many times and and just be completely blasé about it and just crack on. I think literally you have no shame. It's fantastic.
It's the ones that get hit and then go, ooh, and they get hit again. You're like, ooh. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, or one that
My-
gets
my
proper
view on
walloped
it-
and goes like, oh, fuck, and then carries on firing. And I'm like, mate, yeah.
My
Oh,
view on
you're
it is
hilarious.
if I come up against someone that I don't think's taking a hit, I'll just keep hitting them until they acknowledge
That's what
the
you
fact they're
do.
shot.
Just keep whacking
Because
them.
you've got plate carriers, you've got all sorts of clobber that people run around in, Star Wars outfits.
I get
all
that.
of
You
this
you
and-
can't feel it sometimes, but after like 2 or 3 rounds and you get hit, you do hear the plate carry. You can feel that. Dunk, dunk,
It's
dunk. Do you know what I mean?
eventually
You know
going to
you've
hit
been hit.
in, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You are going to get, and you are going to know that you're getting hit in your kit or whatever it is that's hitting you. Do you know what I mean? I get that as like, oh yeah. I mean, I've been hit in the bag a couple of times, or I've had a day sack on or something, and I've not felt it. That's fair enough. And I've been told, oh, you've been hit in the bag. Like, well, cool. Yep, no worries. Good shot. Blah blah blah. But it's those little situations when someone's constantly go, yeah, I didn't feel it. It's in my plate carrier. It's in my plate carrier. Like, mate, come on. Yeah, even I've been hitting the plate carrier, and you do know you've been hitting the plate carrier because you not only do you hear it, but you do feel that whack. Do you know what I mean? Even having steel plates in there, you still feel it. You still feel that inertia hitting you. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a bit of a lame excuse when people use that all the time.
And it does make a sound, even if it just hits fabric.
I had clothes on at the time. I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I usually play naked. It's new for me. Sorry. But yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There we go. Even gillies, you can feel it through gillies as well. You can. The material's so light and it's anti-snag and it's breathable and it's it can be penetrated quite easily. Yeah, but video-wise, I find them quite funny because I like seeing other people who are at least really dishonest, and I'm not like that, so I like to laugh at them. and I think they should be put on the internet for people to laugh at because they're fools. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there is more cheats out there. I think just people, as you say, just don't really understand the limitations of their own platform and stuff like that. And
I definitely don't think there's more cheats out there.
I'm playing on a breezy day. I hit you. I aimed at you and fired.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you wound your mag?
Or that's the other thing. People are firing. No free rounds coming out. Like, dude, I got you at point blank. Yeah, but you didn't actually fire anything.
Well, mind you killed me once, Mike, by freezing my inner thigh, didn't you? When
I did.
Pistol, mate, just completely... I don't even took that as a hit because that really fucking...
Technically fired something at you. It was cold air, but I fired something at you.
I dumped an entire gas mag into my thigh at point blank range. I was like, fuck! That was very funny, though. That was very comical.
It was good.
See, me and Pegasus Ash, we've had that before, where we've jumped a group of lads hiding in a bush, and we've walked up to them, aiming at them, and I've knife killed the first one, and then the person turns around and he's firing at the ground, and I'm just like, okay, bang, and he's like, I've hit you, and I was like, yeah, you would have done if you carried on firing, but you stopped mid ground. Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, back to our original question of what's ruined Airsoft or whatever it was. I don't know, really. For me personally, it's the state of my loft at the moment because I literally don't want to touch nothing until I've sorted it out. And it's
we need to come round, get a few beers in.
I need to do a boot sale. That's what I need to. I know there's a boot sale at the end of the month, which I'm going to be doing, which I'm going to be down at Driverwood. So if anyone's in the area, as I can't attend the Frontline event, unfortunately, but I will be doing that. I will be making use of my time. So hopefully see some people down there, maybe. But you'll probably be at events.
I would have to agree with that. I think this is a personal thing as opposed to Airsoft as a whole, but I genuinely find the packing and unpacking for Airsoft events very anxiety inducing. There is, and I think it's got worse since we've done this podcast, in all honesty, because if one of us was to turn up to an event unprepared and go, oh shit, I forgot my gun or something like that, which is obviously, I mean, that's very, very poor.
I do that all the time.
No, I know, but I feel like there's more pressure, and it might just be something I'm putting on myself, but I feel like there's more pressure to have my stuff squared away and sorted. I mean, I was at Raid this weekend and I had a big box of stuff, and I will be honest with you, because I've started packing it, I just went, oh yeah, I might need that like that. And the box was just an absolute state. And then I was opening it in front of Alex because I was bedded down next to Alex. And I genuinely found myself shielding my box from her because I was like, I don't want you to like.
If you've just
Look
joined
at
the
it.
show
Look at my box.
at that moment, Mike's talking about a container that he keeps his things
Yes.
in.
My case of
Not
stuff.
his box.
Not his box.
No.
Or Alex.
Don't look
am-
at my box.
My
Move
kit-
away
my
from
kit
my
crate.
box.
A kit crate. I was like, I genuinely felt ashamed of it because I like being organised. And if you've ever been at an event with me and I've been doing a TL, you'll know that I have every bit of paperwork. I've got everything. Yeah, or knows me. Like I try and be on it, and I find it very, very hard when things are a state. And at the moment, like the room behind me is just an absolute mess. I don't have the space to properly sort it out. I've got to lug everything up and down my stairs, which I find really, really challenging. So I'm really looking forward to the move in the hope that I can kind of get the space that I personally would like for getting stuff ready and packing and stuff like that. So I genuinely find that quite anxiety.
I do as well, massively, mate.
Reducing.
And I think it's very event dependent as well. It's like when the likes of like Longmore and stuff like that, you could take your kit crate, couldn't you, and just stash all your gear in there, and sort of load out as and when from there. But I find I'm much more switched on when I'm doing like a rural event, when I'm living out with Bergen, which is what I love doing. I love that, just having a pack on, and that's it. You know, no crates and weapons, pelly cases and all that shit, just taking all out with you. Just literally going with your main, your secondary, belt kit, chest rig, whatever it might be, and a Bergen. I mean, and I've said it many times before, if you can square yourself away just using, like, living out of a Bergen for a weekend, then you're absolutely nailed for the rest of it, because it's just a luxury. The rest of it's all luxury. You don't really need it. You've already proven that you don't need it by doing an event where you just live out of a big backpack for a weekend. It makes all that other stuff you've got, all that stuff there I've got there, is surplus to requirements, essentially. But it's just nice to have, you know, the cot beds and this, that, and the other, and a variety of tents and things like that. You know, you don't really need it. Let's be honest. So it's one of them. If you could get yourself nailed down living out of a Bergen, then you're winning. Winning.
Yeah, literally everything just falls into place.
But do you leave your Bergens packed? Because I've not been able to do that for the last year or so, and I find that really, really hard. Like, I want to just have everything there.
I do.
But I can't do that because I don't have the space to just keep it there.
I do and I don't. I chuck stuff back into certain little tubs. Batteries all come out, things like that. DOS bag comes out and gets hung up in the rafters of the loft just to keep it sort of like fluffed up and aerated. And all those bits and bobs. I mean, if it's been like a proper gipping wet weekend, you know, all the wet kit comes out and it all gets dried out and it all gets put away. So, I mean, I like to have an empty Bergen to start with and just load it from where I need to load it from. And like we've said in the past, if you put it in the same place every time, it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like left rocket pouch, right rocket pouch, main area, top flap, you know, utility pouches, whatever it is you've got, poncho roll. You know what needs to go in there, and you know when something's missing. And you'll think, oh, hang on, where's that grab bag? Where's that dry bag gone? You know, where's my med kit? Where's this? Where's that?
Yeah, see, for both of mine, I have my winter, and see, I have my winter. So I've bought like double of everything. So I've got 2 first aid kits, like large first aid kits that go in each bag. So, obviously, everyone is fully aware of me trying to make a summer bag and a winter bag. And I've slowly started buying double of everything, so I can literally just go, other than a sleeping bag, like Lance says, try and keep them hanging as much as you can. But each one's got a poncho in it. Each one's got a bivvy bag in it. Each one's got a basher. I've got one set of poles, which be transferred between the two. But I kind of want it so I can go, right, well, this weekend's going to be nice and sunny. This one's already set up, ready to go. Pick it up, throw it in the back. That's my goal. At the moment, everything's strewn out downstairs, but that's the.
I mean, once I've done this boot sale, I mean, I've got a lot of stuff to move on to a home that's gonna love and cherish it. So, I've got like 2 Stanley, you know, the big black and yellow Stanley crates, like the big.
Oh yeah.
Probably like 100-litre crate, 120-litre. I've got 2 of them literally brimming with kit, and then stuff to go on top of that. I've got 2 massive boxes there with just kit pouches, clothing, this, that, and the other, loads of stuff to go down there. So yeah, it's going to be a big day at Driverwood for me on the 29th. If anyone's about and wants to grab a bargain,
Lance's Emporium of airsoft goodies.
yes, apothecary of treasures. Come and see me. Yeah, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. I'm trying to refine all the kit down just to have a minimal amount of stuff. I mean, if I could just have a... But obviously, it's tough when you're airsofting. You do different styles of events, and there's different requirements for that event. It's not just like people say, "Oh yeah, but it's like in the army." It's like, yeah, but that's the army stuff. It's completely different. You're that, and you wear that, and you have that, and you use this, and you do that.
In the army, you're not playing.
You don't get
PMC
to choose whether you want to
weekend.
be a PMC or whether you want to be in Vietnam or whatever it might be. So you do need
you want
these
to
other
be
little
good
things.
guys or bad guys, or
Exactly. Different loadouts.
Well, everyone's their own
requirements.
good guy. Let's be honest with you.
This is exactly, yeah. So
I don't think
It would
there's
be nice to
any
really-
fighters in the world that go, "I'm going to be the bad guy today."
I don't know. I can differ on some of those.
But yeah, I am now starting to refine the kit right down to the absolute bare minimum. That's what I'm going to get down to now. 2 rifles, 1 primary, 1 secondary, and that's me. Rifles are sorted now. Don't need any other guns, any other things. That's all done. Which
What
is
are
nice.
your 2 rifles that you got?
I have a DMR, which is my Bolt Mark 12 Mod 1, which is like an L129 SSW sniper support weapon. I've got my WE high capper there, which I bought
Oh, damn it. Too early. Too early.
when I started Airsoft many years ago, which Ash Pegasus kindly repaired for me the other week.
Fixed
And
it.
I've got the other one, which is behind my head there. That one. Oh, there it is.
And what is that?
It's a gas blowback rifle. It's an MWS.
Damn it. Beep, 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 MWS.
Lulled into a false sense of security.
I did, didn't I? Yes.
Right, I'm just going to dive into the comments quickly. Rich said, "Mike, have you had a kebab?"
Brilliant.
Rich says, "How is Lance getting on with his MWS?"
I'm loving it, Rich, and I can't wait to get to another JBG event with you, mate, because I had a wonderful time, although I did injure my leg with you last time. And he wasn't at the really sunny day one, was he? You couldn't make
No.
that one?
No, couldn't make that
No, I
one.
missed you. You were missed there, mate. You were missed. So I hope to get to another one of them with you soon. That'll be lovely. But yeah, I am enjoying it, mate. I am really enjoying it. Actually, I was out yesterday and I was testing this little bad boy out. This is a new Jaeger Precision propane adapter, which is good. Does the job nicely.
Wish nozzle.
Schnozzle. And I also have the adapter for the little 9mm mags for loading the MWS. This is brilliant. This makes loading them up so much easier, whether you're using the Odin or a little 9mm pistol spring-loaded one. I prefer using just a little spring-loaded because it's only like 30 rounds in a mag, so it takes like no time to do it. But yeah, the only thing with that is that I found that it really jets the gas out or into the mag compared to using like a normal bottle of green gas or something like that. I find the green gas bottles are a bit slower to fill. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad or a good thing. I don't know whether that's a bad thing that comes out, the gas comes out of this quite quick into the mag. I did encounter a little issue with one of my mags. It was jetting out so quickly. It was almost like it was freezing the mag up because there was so much propane coming out into the mag. I don't know if anyone else has got these or had that sort of similar sort of situation, or whether it's me doing something wrong. I don't know, but everything else, it was fine. It did the job perfectly well. It was really good big kit, nice and solid, nice quality, obviously. All metal. And I got the silver body with a red nozzle. There it is. So yeah, WS is running rather nicely, mate, at the moment. Always nice to get out. It's like a laser. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good, Mike. You should
He'll
get,
get
one.
one.
I probably will at some point when
I'll let
I
him
can
borrow
afford
that one at the
video.
next event.
I think we should go. Even if I'm not going, Andy can pick this one up or take this one.
Oh, I'm
and we
not
just-
using someone else's gun.
And we just force
No.
him to use it until he gets
Yeah.
rid of his
No.
flinch.
I'll go and
This
snap
is-
it. I'll go and snap
This is
his
something
one.
that was mentioned on the UCAL podcast, the last one, what I listened to, which I think was last week, maybe the week before.
Week before, I think it was.
But borrowing other people's kit is an absolute nightmare, especially if you're a experienced player, then you have more, I think, of a problem with it, because I think it comes across as like, I know how much this costs. This is not just, oh yeah, go and have a go with this, and then you've got some kid running around and runs into a tree with it. Like, it's kind of like
if I'm giving it to you, as an experienced airsofter, I'm trusting you to look after it. If I see you,
but that's the problem with trusting me.
No,
if
I see you holding it by the stock,
it.
whacking some small kid to death with it, then yeah, maybe I might take it off you. But if you fall over accidentally and something happens, well, that I could have fallen over. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
If you fall over and it is a genuine accident, I'm not going to care. But if I see you wailing on a concrete wall or trying to break down a door with it, then yeah, you might get a slap across the face. But but you know what I mean? Accidents happen. I've fallen over with like my next generation recoils and stood up, and it was like a banana shape. You just go, oh, well, that sucks.
Whoops.
Yeah, but it's all right if you do it. That's what I'm saying.
No, if someone else does it, like literally, I lent someone my Glock. And they lost they managed to lose the whole entire slide. And they're like, I'm really sorry, don't know how I did it. And I was like, okay, off you go. Like, you can start looking for it.
You're too blasé.
I'd rather someone enjoy the day.
Yeah, I get that.
And I want you to grow up.
Yeah, but I will enjoy the day. I just won't enjoy the day with an MWS.
Well, our next meet up, then I'm just going to bring all 9 mags fully loaded, and you're just going to stand there and just squeeze rounds off until.
That's fine. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah. And we'll shoot next to you as well, so you get all the sounds.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting there flinching the whole time.
Yeah, and I'm going to set some 12 gauge Beasley alarms just on the strings. Bang, bang, bang.
Mike comes out the private
just a nervous wreck.
Post-traumatic airsoft syndrome. Defiant said the thing that ruins airsoft is people. Just amused
Absolutely.
Me. Yeah. Dan said airsoft worked before Insta and Facebook came along, so there's no reason why it didn't work after. Rich said, bear in mind most of the cheat code videos you actually can't tell if it's hit the person who's cheating.
No.
Oh no, but you can, because they make it very clear by putting the hit symbol on for you.
Call of Duty hit marker.
Yeah.
Harry Badger, as a marshal, the large majority of skirm airsofters are mongs. I don't think you can say that word. In my prop making, I have to make everything mong proof. In Milsim, there are slightly less mongs. So
only
less. To all those mongs out there that take offense to the word.
That's PC gone mad.
Defiant, a majority of people who had a moan about hit taking at the weekend were not used to being restricted to semi only. They were spray and pray types. So Pegasus, whilst it was around, this is obviously going back to Airsoft, whilst it was around before Facebook, how many people did you get new coming into the sport back then? Most games were just the same people.
Yeah,
little niche little groups.
Gus. Are we the bad guys?
Yeah.
The Mitchell and Webb sketch. Definitely get that. Ray says whole social media makes airsoft more accessible. It also promotes drama, elitism, and general douchebaggery by people, and it makes people care more about a photo than a memory.
Absolutely.
I do love a good photo, though.
Everyone loves a good photo.
So I was thinking about this because we put a post in the chat. We have a NoFo WhatsApp chat, a community chat. So if you are interested in joining, give us a shout. And we can get you added to that. But we put a post in there because so for the NoFo Milsim experience, we've been sort of talking about photos and things, and sort of, we want to make it so that the event is for the people going to the event. And ultimately, photos, people like photos. What's the best way of doing that? Photographers, obviously, proper dedicated photographers are worth their money. So we want to pay, if we're going to get a proper professional in, we want to pay them. How that payment is done varies, because you can pay them up front as a lump sum. You can pay them as a per photo thing, or however that works. And that comment that Rage makes there about people care more about a photo than a memory, I completely agree with. And he put that in there. But what I would say is I like having some of the photos because it then jogs my memory. So I look
for
back
sure.
on some of the photos of events and I'm like, oh yeah, do you remember that one? Like there's the one of us, Lance, getting ready for the Falklands event that we did at APOC.
Yeah.
And I always like just coming across that one because it's like, oh yeah, and then it brings back some of the memories of when we did that and stuff.
Event.
It's just good.
Very cool event.
Mm.
I did it for a bit. I ran a like a helmet cam and like a scope cam for a little while. Well, not a scope so much as a scope cam, just like a GoPro on the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And it completely ruined gaming for me because I was just worried about like, was it recording? Is it... And I was like, do you know what? Just sacked him off. Just got rid of it. Well, do you know what? I can't be asked of it. I'd sooner just enjoy it for what it is and then remember, like Rage said, make the memory rather than like an edited version of it.
Yep.
Which slowly gets diluted over time with this, that, and the other. Just have it as a memory, a great story. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I mean, the other problem that we have is that we need promotional photos for certain things for our website and stuff like that. So we have to have some photos, which is because we are really bad at going to events and not getting enough photos.
Tony's comment, I love that. Can we have an event where everyone is given a disposable camera and see what happens? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, if we did that to Rage, we're just getting an entire camera
just
full of
be
pictures of his ass.
Pictures of ass. Yeah, that's all it'd be.
Right, because we've got a whole load of questions here. I'm just going to run through the general comments quickly. Pegasus, it really felt like I was a muggle and the airsoft world was hidden away when I started. There's been so much more info and community coming out of the woodwork since social media came about. And us being an example of that. Dan says, I started around 2001 and all I had to go on was basic websites and adverts in magazines. This was in the days of dial-up internet.
Wow, dial-up internet and then Carter.
Yeah.
Get off the phone! Get off the phone!
Right, Daniel said, Mike, you need to make a knobber jingle. I will get on that for you. I'm sure we can have some fun with that.
Did he mean it like that, or do you need to make your knobber jingle?
I'm going to go with the one that's slightly text.
Daniel turns up with a piercing machine and a bell. Mike.
Yeah.
Right. This is one for Lance to answer. Daniel Brewer, I asked a few weeks ago, where did the name November Foxtrot come from?
Right. Well, once upon a time, back in the day, when all this first came about, and there was me, Mr. Marden, Mr. Paul, the Chief, Mike, and myself chatting about doing this during lockdown, coming up with a name of these four bods meeting up on a Tuesday, I think it was back then, for a chat and a chinwag. And then it slowly disappeared down a rabbit hole of nonsense from the very first conversation, really, wasn't it? And I think the name November Foxtrot came around from want of a better term, nut fucking. Now, and I don't mean to throw anyone under the bus here, but I think and I'm going to say it, and I think it was Paul started going on about OnlyFans and ration packs or something, or eating ration packs, which slowly then developed into the mixed nuts coming out and nuts being fucked, stuff like that, and then it came with nut.
And we were like, we can't call it that.
We can't call it nut
more
fuckers.
Tactical.
It's got to be more tactical, and then that's where November Foxtrot comes from. So November Foxtrot is essentially nut fuckers. If you didn't know, so now you know.
Yeah.
And you can imagine Paul the Chief on Instagram, OnlyFans, just making sweet love to ration packs, I guess. Sorry, Paul, not sorry.
The good thing is the tradition is still being kept in place, because every time we have a chat away from everything, it normally revolves around nuts and fucking and a lot of sexual content. Yep. And we don't really get any work
mostly
done.
Food related.
Sometimes wanted, sometimes unwanted.
Yeah, there's a lot of unwanted.
Sometimes unwanted, sometimes necessary.
Yeah.
Right, bringing it back on track. What questions about getting into airsofting? What would you say is a good starting off point to get into it?
Watching our video of how to start in airsoft.
Definitely visit your local skirmish site, I think, for a couple of sort of sessions. Get yourself along there, see what you think about it. Before going in, don't buy anything yet. Go and
other than iPro.
Yeah,
iPro and Face Pro, and a good pair of boots. Other than that, fire. Go for a higher weapon.
Yeah, pop down to Driverwood, or Apocalypse is 40 minutes down the road from here. Driverwood's like 10 minutes, if that. You've got Dog Tag over at Crawley near Horsham. There's plenty of good sites around here. Or just give me a text and me and Dave can meet up for a little shooty bang bang over at the private site just to save a few pennies. More than happy to do that. But yeah, definitely go along and try it before you go and buy some stuff. Make sure you're going to enjoy it. And then it's hard because obviously then you get the milsim side of Airsoft, which is like weekend events over a long period, you know, like your sort of firefights through the night, you know, sleeping when you can, this, that and the other, a bit more...
or not sleeping.
A bit more extreme, if you like. So it's hard to gauge whether you might go to a skirmish and go, oh, I don't really like this. It's not really my cup of tea. So, but then you've got the other side of Airsoft as well. So you've got skirmishing, which is just like your Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon blap out in the woods. You know, a few objectives, come back for a burger and a cup of tea, and then go back
like
out.
paintballing. If anyone's ever been paintballing,
yeah, if you've been paintballing, it's like that with
effectively
airsoft guns, which is what your skirmish days are. Yeah, exactly. And then you get the weekend events, which are a bit more intense, a bit more full on. But yeah, no, definitely just go and try it. Or like I said, just message me up, and I'll happily meet up with you we can take some of the rifles out, have a bit of a shoot up, look at some of the kit, and sort of go from there, really. But yeah, no, highly recommend him giving it a go. But yeah, like I say, don't buy anything yet. Just definitely go and just do a rental package. Like all the sites offer rental packages if you've not done it before, and sort of go from there. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to read this out. Yes, do forget about that, Richard. Don't forget about Speedsoft. Speedsoft, no. Go away, Richard. Banned. How do we ban them for 5 minutes?
You genuinely don't know what Speedsoft is?
Of course I know what Speedsoft is.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're just such a good actor, Lance. You should get the BBC, mate.
To be fair,
Netflix, baby. Come on.
I'm going to be honest. I've seen some Speedsofters, and I'm not going to lie. I'm rather jealous of how quick they are. They are whippets.
Oh yeah, basically, man. Genuinely. You go to a skirmish day and you think skirmishers are fast. You look at Speedsofters.
Yeah. Basically, the best way to describe it is skirmish days are Jack Russells, milsimmers are Bulldogs, and Speedsofters are Whippets or Greyhounds.
Yeah.
Or the little hare that's running along in advance of them all.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've got to admit, I don't like some of their tactics, and I'll say that to them, but they do have a skill. And the people that say that a milsimmer against a Speedsofter, the milsimmer is always going to win. It's never going to happen.
Pony Tony won a trophy in Speedsoft. Does that mean he needs to leave now? No, don't.
No, I slapped him. Yeah,
Good
hard. But genuinely, like, they have a skill set and they are good.
Yes, if you like that sort of thing,
you can't knock them. You like, I know we do, but that's sort of a friendly rivalry from my point of view. But they're good players in regards to their skills. They've got a few tactics.
I can't comment on Speedsoft because I've never done it, so I don't know. I've never done Speedsoft, so I wouldn't know.
I'd love to put a team of Speedsofters up against a team of snipers that are already bedded in.
They'd never get a shot.
That would be a watch. That would be hilarious. No, because I genuinely don't know who would win in that instance.
Speedsofters. I'd put money on it.
You reckon?
Yeah. Airsoft is about very much leading your target, and especially with snipers. If you look at a lot of the quick shots, there's a big.
Yeah, but Speedsofters aren't running all the time.
They
everywhere.
are, mate. They are, mate. You watch one of their videos. They're just not.
They still have to work out where they're
triggers
going.
And all that shit. But anyhow, there we go. That's Speedsoft in a nutshell.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Rage says
not fucking 100.
Rage says not fucking 100% sounds like something Paul would come up with.
Thank you, Rage. Thank you for the support.
Said, wait till the next time I see you all and greet you. Hello, nutfuckers.
There it is.
Go for it.
There it is.
Defiant. How to get started in Airsoft. Buy an MWS and night vision. MWS. Maybe grab yourself an ex-MOD Land Rover too. No one gets that reference, by the way. That's from the In-Betweeners when they go on about Carly. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, because we go on about MWS.
Yeah, we do.
Well, yeah.
We love
Ryan does.
Ryan doesn't like MWS.
The adults of the show.
Ryan hates MWSs.
James Ryan likes them.
Ryan's James Ryan.
Oh, James right.
I think he's up to 6 now, isn't he? Or 7. Man's got a problem.
Yeah.
He needs to go.
Yes. Friends.
He needs to go back to work, I think, and start.
I reckon so, yeah. Needs to quit the expressive dance scene and get back to doing proper
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Les, we have 2 questions from Les. The first, is there anything in the pipeline for the next part of Op Phoenix? And a follow-up, do you have any news on Enemy that's hot off the press? Let's deal with Op Phoenix first.
Yes.
No. Yes.
But we can't share it.
Maybe.
Yeah, there is, but we just can't share it.
There we go.
Yes,
Keep
there
on
is,
your
but we can't
toes.
share it yet. Mike's forgotten already, so yeah.
No, I haven't forgotten. We've got some ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all good. Watch
There's
this space.
ideas afloat in the ether.
Yeah.
Mike's thinking about them.
Whatever we do will be
Will be.
Fun.
along the same lines of the Op Phoenix storyline.
Oh yeah.
Be it-
Still, yeah.
Be it before or afterwards, but it won't be. I mean, I say we don't want to become an events company, and I keep hammering
Yeah.
this home to people because people keep asking us if we're going to start running events regularly.
No.
I don't want to start getting in the regions of organising events because, like, we do the intro to Milsim or the Enemy events because we want to get more people into Milsim. That's what we've always said. The whole premise of this show is trying to boost the number of people in Milsims because the more people that are in Milsims, the more Milsims there will be, the more competition that there is between Milsim companies to do better and better events. And when we end up with this amazing UK Milsim scene that,
That's it.
you know,
Enemy
ultimately
is our
benefits us.
baby, isn't it? That's our
Yeah.
thing. Enemy is our thing. It's not much like
Yeah.
you think of Defiant, you think of Machiavellian or Red Tide or something like that. That is their thing. Whereas we are
Raid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's their thing. That's their baby. Where that's the Enemy or the intro to Milsim or whichever ones you've been to or going to. That's where we want to focus our attentions. But Phoenix is a bit of a passion on the side, a dirty bit of rough on the side for us that we like.
It's just, I mean, we just liked the idea of doing something completely different. And again, not to tread on the toes of anyone, you know, we've tried to pick a storyline that doesn't exist. It is purely, realistically, science fiction. Based off it's based off 101 different things at this point. But you know, we just wanted to take ideas from different little bits of events that we've done. You know, what we really like. There's things that, you know, different companies do that we're like, oh yeah, let's do that. Let's try that. Let's kind of blend that together and see what that does.
See, I like the way you say blend. I would have said mashed.
Mashed, blend, thrust together to try and get something to work. But you're right, Lance.
I am indeed. Just looking at something.
You just look like a ghost.
Yeah.
No, not at all. No, I was just reading. I've got my other screen there. I was just like looking underneath the arm of my microphone, like.
Oh right.
So yeah, I mean, we would like to do a follow up just because we've got other ideas that we haven't yet had a chance to explore.
Oh, yeah, we have.
But we're not starting an events company. Basically, that's not what we're going to be doing.
No.
So we'd like to definitely try and do an intro to Milsim or the Enemy or whatever we're calling it. I think Enemy going forwards, but we want to try and maybe do that every year. Might be quite cool, and it also helps fund the podcast. Not gonna lie, costs us money to do this. We're not trying to make money from it, but it'd be nice if we didn't have to pay in. So yeah, that's basically
essentially, Les. Yes, there is stuff in the pipeline for the next Op Phoenix.
It could be an
blah,
origin.
blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
it could be an
blah
origin.
blah 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 blah.
It could be an origin story. It could be future story.
could be the same event again.
Could be the
Who
same
knows?
one.
We just don't know. You have to
You're not
wait
allowed
and
to be on the
see.
same team.
Next question.
So Enemy, have we got any news on Enemy that's hot off the press? It will have its own sticker. I think we did already talk about that.
Has its own sticker. We are currently waiting for confirmation from the base commander and the local association, I think it is, if we're able to run a night ops
Element
sort of scenario element. So literally just waiting to hear back on that. No, we kind of everything's slowly falling into place. A lot of it's waiting for information to be confirmed by the base commander. and Tony's insurance at the moment. So everything's sort of in place.
Everything else that's been advertised is going on, but we're just having that last
nothing's been dropped off yet.
Added.
Yeah. We're actually looking to add some stuff, but I don't want to say anything until it's been confirmed. But at the moment, everything's in place, ready to go. We're just waiting for a few more bits of information.
And tickets are available, so go to our website.
Yes, they are.
Get yourselves booked on. Pronto.
Jigglypuff Gus says, on your experience event, is there any chance Is there any chance of having a sniper section?
Unfortunately, not for this one. It's something.
Well, there may be some
into.
tactics though, Andy. When I'm just thinking of the FWAF bit. That might be something in there regarding counter sniper or something. So
Counter
not
sniper,
specifically
maybe.
for a dedicated sniper,
No.
Jigglypuff Gus. But there'll be an element of something along the lines of the sniper environment if you catch my drift.
We'll have a word with our experience
Provider.
guys. I don't know what we're calling them.
G'day, Phil. You mongrel.
Experienced leaders.
Experienced leaders.
Our brown
Experienced
owls.
leaders of the experiences.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our
The
brown
EOEs.
owls.
We could call them leader of experience sessions, and then they're called leses.
Just everyone shouting.
Les.
Les.
Which I think would be funny because Les is going to be there. That'll just be great.
Leaders of experience sessions. Yes.
I mean, we have talked, and it really depends on how popular this turns out to be regularly. But we were talking about potentially having 2 tiers of experiences, whereby there'd be like a basic tier and an advanced tier. So, for example, if you rock up and you've done all the JBG events that they've ever put on, and then you want to go and spend the hour and a half or 2 hours or so with JBG doing advanced tactics and stuff like that, then that would be something that we could potentially facilitate with that kind of basic and intermediate approach. If we did something like that, there's no reason why we couldn't have a sniper module, and then you effectively pick your timetable depending on what you wanted to do throughout the day. And you effectively
but don't
book
forget
on
as well,
different modules.
Enemy is the great social in that in the evening. And no doubt there will be some very well gifted seasoned snipers there that you can, I'm sure, happily talk about tactics and gear and kit, as all airsofters love talking about. It's it's sort of comes with the territory sort of thing. So yes, but a specific.
So maybe in the future.
Yeah,
if definitely something we consider, mate.
People seem to want to get into a little bit more. Maybe we can speak to some of our closer friends, some of our friends out there that do certain YouTube videos about making ghillie suits and things.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Just make everyone stand in a ghillie suit and then just hold hot air dryers or hair dryers, sorry, and like around them. Just go, right, this is what it's like to be a sniper. You just get really warm.
Warm.
We'll put them in the bunker and just put a gas heater in there.
There was a question about NVG.
Oh, that sounded really bad.
I've lost.
Oh yes,
don't say that,
is NVG a must for the nighttime bit? Potential nighttime.
Oh, there we
bit
go. From Steve.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not, mate. You can still participate without nods if it goes ahead. The nighttime element.
Yeah. And to be honest, we might ban nods anyway, so everyone has the same experience.
Don't be so ridiculous.
Don't be so stupid.
Stupid boy.
But no, literally, if you've got a £10 flashlight or a £60,000 worth of nods coming on.
And if you are in the market for any flashlights or spotlights or searchlights, obviously Mike will be there to
Mike's Searchlight Emporium.
any questions regarding candle power, battery power for your chosen illuminating device.
Don't say that, because people are going to start asking me questions about lights, and I won't actually know what I'm talking about.
You need to get one of home base.
I need a big one.
I need a home base t-shirt. Hi, I'm Mike. Ask me about lighting.
Oh my god, that would be a brilliant t-shirt idea. Write that one down.
Hi, I'm Mike. Ask me about lighting. Is that for our potential our next shift your risk
T-shirt branding
outing?
Yeah,
t-shirt branding. Wonderful.
But no, like genuinely, if you're
I got this from Mike's Spotlight Emporium.
Yeah, I got this T-shirt free with my light.
if you are thinking of coming to the enemy, I don't know how to stress this enough. It does not matter what level you are at within Airsoft. If it's your first event and you haven't done anything else, like you've just come along.
You need a riff. We don't have any.
We're not doing any rentals for this one, so you'll have to bring a rifle of some description.
But if you've literally just started and you've got a rifle or anything, come along. Like genuinely,
you could be as new to it as you like.
Sims, if you've been doing mil sims and you have cry trousers, cry top, cry pants, cry socks,
all the things, all the things,
cry. Come along, because how often do you get to experience vehicle interdiction? And a lot of guys that I know have never been taught how to do simple map and compass work.
Exactly. And the amount of sites now that have got vehicles at them, it'd be nice for you to go take away from the event where you actually, I actually know how we can use these vehicles to our advantage now in ambushes or setting up things or this, that and the other, or extracting and being able to do it properly and obviously looking cool as fuck when you're doing it. Yeah. Which is what it's all about.
And that's why we got the JBG boys along. Yeah. Because we can show you how to do it, but they will make you look cool as fuck.
Yeah, we thought, well, we have all the experience in CQB, but we thought, we won't have the time to run the sessions ourselves. So let's get JBG in. We'll ask them if they wouldn't mind coming and lending a hand.
They'll be free. They won't.
Yeah. Maybe not quite as experienced as the rest of us, but
this is it.
I obviously joke.
Oh, I'm not. I'm deadly fucking serious.
Oh, I am.
I'm deadly serious. I don't know. We've been on two. We've been on 2 of their events now.
We're waiting for my phone to ping off now with Charlie. Be like, you what? You what? You what? I didn't say it.
I've just come storming in through the windows like a SEAL team. Daniel said, "Did you all start Airsoft as skirmishing and then make the jump to milsim?"
Yes, I did. I think I did 3 skirmishes and then went to milsim. All at Apocalypse. And then John told me, he said one day, "Oh, we got a milsim running this weekend." I was like, "Oh, the end of the month." I was like, "What does that mean?" It's like you just camp out and just shoot each other through the night. And I'm like, "Fucking yes, absolutely yes, sign me up. Let's go and buy some stuff." Woo! And that was it. That was literally it. I think I did like 3 skirmishes and then just jumped straight into it. Straight into milsim. Where I met that toe rag.
That one. Not this one.
That one. Whoever.
Brother.
That's where I first saw, because you had your Elcan on your 249. I think it was on your 249 back then.
No, my Stoner.
Oh, your Stoner. Sorry, yeah. And that was fun. I was like, "Oh, can I have a little look for it?" And you're like, "Yeah, absolutely." I was like, "Oh, that's fucking very cool." Very cool.
See, that was my first milsim. And it's weird that you and I effectively started milsimming at the same time, but not directly together.
No,
because we weren't in the same.
We didn't
team
link up. I think it was later in the event we linked up, didn't we? As like a little bit bigger unit, I think.
Yeah.
And then we started doing a couple of other ones with Carlo and that, and then there's sort of like the Zulu 1-3. We got gifted that call sign for an event, and we just sort of kept it, didn't we? That Zulu 1-3 bit, yeah, that's cool.
I did a few more skirmish days than that. I used to go to Bush Valley.
You've done tons more than me. Yeah, you've done tons more skirmish days.
Used to do Bush Valley, Call Under Fire. I was the first person, and I'd still claim this to fame, Just BB Guns. I was the first UCARA registered member of Just BB Guns, because they actually had a site at one point, which I don't know if they still do, but it was like this tiny little level in the top of a warehouse that probably used to be used for Laser Quest.
Wow, another Laser Quest.
And you used to just run around, and it was basically just a single loop with some like slight barriers and stuff. So if you had 2 people, you could just secure half of that whole site. Because there was only really 2 corridors that you come down. So I went to there a couple of times, and then got into milsim just because it's more. I've always been fascinated with like military stuff and the army and bits and pieces like that, and then decided that milsim sounds cool. I like camping. I used to do scouts. Got into that.
No-brainer.
Yeah, and then just rolled from there basically. So Still don't really go skirmishing a lot, but I don't mind the odd skirmish day. I just get really frustrated with skirmishes because it's just
I usually find myself ending up
Cats,
sitting in
innit?
a safe zone just talking to people.
Yeah, that's,
Sometimes
I
I
guess
feel
so,
like the granddad out of Daddy's Home too that just likes to get longer flights with more interconnecting flights so he gets to chat to more people.
mine was a
Fucking
weird
weirdo.
way. Mine was a weird way I got started. So I had a long background in reenactment in World War II, US and Brit reenactment, and then one of the guys organised a weekend for us with airsoft guns. Now, obviously, at the when that started, it was just M4s and AKs. So there was in this woodland, there was just a load of US GIs and a load of Germans running around with AKs and M4s, like wearing the eye pro and face protection and stuff. And I thought, oh, actually, do you know what? This is pretty cool. So I went off, found a site which was Rift, ComSite 3, and then my uncle said, "Oh, I used to play airsoft. I've got a load of guns." Gifted me them. So rocked up there one weekend, and then slowly went from World War II reenactor to skirmisher, and then someone said, "Oh, you do know there's things called milsims, which is basically the same as reenacting." And I was like, "Brilliant! That's where I'm off to." And then
Thanks very
started that.
much.
So yeah, probably did about a year, maybe 2 years of skirmishing, and then ever since then it's kind of been pretty much milsims for the last 9-10 years.
Fair play. Nicely done. It was
Tony
downhill. And
said,
it was
and then
downhill
from there.
Yeah, I still have no money. Both hobbies were expensive, and then
Yep.
these two idiots invited me onto this, and that's even less money.
Tote soz.
That's all right. I've met some colourful people.
Yes.
And I
Especially when
wouldn't
Mike
change-
especially
I
when Mike
wouldn't-
puts his cam cream on.
Yeah. Only after he's been running a little while, and it looks like he's been crying.
Right, we should probably call it quits there.
And I
Yes, Ian. Rage says owning cry doesn't make you good. It just means you hate your bank account.
yeah.
And then
You
he
knew
also says
what I
your
meant,
militia
Rage.
training weekend is really starting to sound like you will be training up your guys for the revolution. So thanks for that. We're now on a watch list.
Yeah.
So
Why
Love
read
it.
it out
Cheers,
though?
dude. Oh, because I feel by reading
Because
it out,
Rage.
it emphasizes that it's a joke.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
This is a joke. Government.
Oh, there you go. Gianna
Gianna Airsoft. Gianna
Gianna.
Airsoft.
says,
Yeah.
hello, it was a great weekend at Rage 2024. It was good. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Hi.
Well, we are actually just about to finish the show.
Yeah, you'll have to start.
You can
from the
listen. You can
beginning.
listen
Yeah.
back. You can listen
Go
back.
back. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is @November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. You can also get in touch with our own individual Instagrams at 9volt Airsoft, @callsign_quartermaster, and @the_punish_1_. Just to remind you that we have Milsim bandages still for sale. So if anyone is interested, get in
Mother
touch. We
phrases.
can
Yeah.
Milsim Emporium.
Sweatshop workers have been doing well.
They have indeed.
get in touch. We
Absolutely.
can get some of those sorted out for you. We will have them for sale along with some other bits and pieces at the NME at the beginning of August. So if you want to wait until then, we can probably do some sort of deal where you can save some money on postage, because we're not trying to fleece you. But if we have to post things, we have to charge postage, basically. Rage said, "It's a joke, Mr. Officer."
Yeah.
Who would like the closing words?
I think Lance can have it this week.
Oh, closing words for me this week. Okay.
Mm.
Always judge a kebab shop via its doner kebabs.
Not by its drivers.
And not by its drivers.
No, the driver, mate. If you were judging it by the
Well,
driver, that would have been a
the driver. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was there.
You did all right.
best,
dude,
best
top
customer
marks.
service I've ever experienced.
Top marks of the driver delivering after crashing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fab. You know, but yeah.
Took his
Next
finger
week on
out.
Next week on the show, we're hoping to be joined by the gentleman behind Lone Star Tactical. So they make all of the cool, snazzy face masks. We will also be at some point getting Delta Mike on the show as well. But we wanted to space them out because they kind of make similar things, and we don't want to be biased or anything. But I think both have advantages. So we're going to get them both on the show, but we're just spacing them out so they can each have their own appropriate time, basically, and it's not sort of diluting their products.
Just for
Yeah.
them.
Just for them.
We got loads of guests coming up this year.
Loads of guests. I've got a
Cannot
couple of
wait.
big people to reach out to as well.
Well, we've got Lone Star Tactical. Week after, we have Defiant on the show to chat to them about various things, all of their events. They've
Their
got
lives.
events coming up. They've got events that they've done, so we're going to talk to them. After that, we've got Krios Airsoft Photography coming on the show. And then we will be going to a lovely episode of what to expect from your first Airsoft event with structures, roles, and stories and things like that. So hopefully there's enough there to whet everyone's appetite of what's coming up in the next few weeks.
Ooh.
Please feel free to give us a like. Just helps us with the whole algorithms on YouTube and Facebook, and helps them
And
know to
reviews.
share.
And the
No
little
bloody
dingly
reviews.
bell. Yeah.
Damn you. No one's
The
left a
dingly
review for a
bell.
while.
Press Mike's
That's-
dingly bell.
It's starting to annoy us, isn't it? That should be our review.
I even set it up.
I missed the button.
We've had a review. Yes, leave us a review. Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
all that
Leave
jazz.
us a review and then put a language or a accent that you would like Mike to read it out in.
Or Andy.
He will
for that matter.
He will do any accent. Any.
I will
accent.
try. I will try any
He will
accent.
butcher it massively. But yeah, please leave us a review. Press Mike's dingly bell on notifications.
Ooh.
And just a reminder as well for anyone that had the little Molly NoFo things, go and give Printlines UK on Instagram a little follow up.
One of these.
Just say if you've got one, say how much you like them.
Oh, I actually saw a little bundle of them. Well, I saw what the two that Printline's done for us over at Empire Airsoft today, which I was very jealous about. So I don't see why you've got them and a Stranger Things sticker.
I've got yours here, mate.
Sorry,
You
I
weren't
haven't
there.
seen him yet.
You were
I haven't
storming
seen
the
him, have I?
beaches.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. There we go.
I've got a little bundle for you, Lance. It's all ready
Got a
to
little
go.
bundle of
Very,
goodies. And I've got
very
some
cool.
patches for you and stuff.
Same.
We looked
With the
after
truck.
you.
Presents for me, see.
For the roof of the truck.
Yeah.
To canvas it, yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Right.
Let's get in there.
Say,
Green
Everybody-
Sit down, more shit.
say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye,
Bye,
guys.
Stay NoFo.
We'll see you next week, 8 o'clock.
Ciao, Bella.
Have a good week. Bye.
Ciao, Bella, stay
Bye.
nice.
November Foxtrot.
Ah, not the Foxtrot.
See you later. Have a
See
good
you
week.
later, guys.
Laters.
I've got an MWS.
Beep, 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 beep. MWS, MWS, beep, 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 beep. Can't find the button quick enough. Now I've missed the end of the stream. We're still
We're
streaming.
live.
Honestly,
Yay!
See you all next
I think
week.
4 years
Bye.
into it, all he has to do is press a fucking button.
See you later.